Good morning, and welcome to my corner of the universe. Go get a beverage and let's have a quick chat. Right, well, good morning, everyone. I've entitled this about the real reason why getting old sucks. It's been a weird week, and I have been reminded again that life is precious and fragile, and that time doesn't continue on for some of us, and that no matter what we tell ourselves, we are all getting older. It just is the case it is. I've been very, very lucky through most of my life. I look younger than what I do, than what I am, generally. Um, um, I'm not quite so sure that's so true anymore, but I was being carded in the States when I wanted to buy a drink or something until I was almost 30. So, yeah, I looked very young. But those days are over, and that's okay. That I don't mind so much. I don't even mind so much that, some things you have a few aches and pains and that sort of thing. That doesn't bother me so much either. It's just kind of natural. And, I think we all have aches and pains through our whole life. And some of us have it in a debilitating way. And if you're still able to move and you're still able to do what you want to do, um, then really you're really lucky, because not everybody gets that chance. I had news this week of a colleague and friend who was one of the teachers at the school when I first moved over here to the UK in the 80s. Lovely lady, um, really lovely lady. She had a very distinctive voice. It was very Marilyn, and she used a lot of breath in her voice. But she was not a pushover. And she loved London. She loved living in London. She had a little flat off of Sloane Square. And my husband did some work for her. I think he may have put in the bathroom for her when she moved in. It was basically a one-room apartment in a very expensive part of the city. She had a bed made for a corner of the room, so that would be, and she did have I think she had a couch and a table, not much of a table. This room was about the whole apartment was about the size of an average, um, of a smallish master bedroom in the United States. She had a tiny, tiny, tiny kitchen, but everything was there and functional. She loved going to shows. She loved going to concerts. So being in London itself was a great place to be. And like I said, she was just within easy walking distance of the shops at Sloane Square. It was a brilliant place to be. And she always had interesting conversation. I remember she was mostly a first grade teacher, and a very good one at that. And the kids liked her a lot. And she was still there after I left the school. I left to do some professional singing, basically. But that's a story for another day. And I found out this week that She was found in her apartment. She had fallen, and they didn't give a cause of death, but I'm assuming it was a heart attack or something. There wasn't any foul play or anything, just natural causes. She's a little bit old. She was a little bit older than I was, but she was part of the group that I hung around with a lot in those days, and she was. I was so lucky. The people that I worked with those first couple of years were so welcoming and lovely and just a pleasure to be around. I have a so what's been happening on the Facebook between friends, a lot of whom have moved from that time, have moved back to the States, and had most of their lives there, and we've stayed in contact-ish, um, as you do. Sometimes you stay in contact a lot, sometimes you stay in contact a little, and that can happen at any age. But pictures are starting to surface of those days and who we all looked like and what we were all, and the hope we all had in our eyes for the futures that we might have. The school that we taught in was a mansion that had been converted to actually it was a mansion that was originally what was it? Let's grab another one of those. A mansion that was built as a wedding gift to one of the Lord's daughters in the area. And, oh, well, that sucks. Look at that. I don't know if I can get that out. We'll see. Let's get out the other needle. I'll try. So, and when that finished, it became a convent, and then I think it just became a school. And it was your basic mansion, high ceilings, low floors, grand entrance, a couple of very, very special rooms that were, what would you call it? Gilded, large mirrors. And I was a music teacher, or one of the music teachers there. Now, the school had been added on to by the time that I got there, and the school had more than one campus. So I came the summer after they closed the Knightsbridge campus. And, oh, that's going to be really awful. I think maybe we should just give up on that. I'll come back and make that better another day. I've got a knot in it somehow. Never mind. It's not a huge difference in the universe. Anyway, and it was just outside of London in Middlesex. And my room, when I first started there, was in the newer block, which was basically just it was just an average classroom kind of thing. But eventually I moved into one of the grand rooms. It had a large, long ceiling with a painted ceiling with fruit, what do you call it? The plaster work around it. The room next door, it was called the green room because it was green. Had very tall windows that looked out onto the back gardens. It didn't have a great deal of acreage, but it did have a very, very, very beautiful garden. Very basic, but beautiful garden. It's since been added on to and changed a lot, but the main part of the house and the main part of the building remained the same. And there was a lovely man at the door who was the concierge. And I remember seeing the school for the first time and just kind of going, "Oh my God, this is what it's like in Britain. This is what it's like to live in the UK." Gosh. And it was a beautiful building. Made a lot of friends, had a lot of very good times there, had some not so good times, and that will be another story for another day. But today's kind of a day for remembering Jean and Jared, the Pages, all the kids that we taught there, and most importantly, Tom. Tom was a really good friend of Jean's. They did a lot together. And I miss them. I miss them. And that's what really sucks about getting old, is the people that you love. And then you hear that they're gone. It's just life. But it still sucks. So, from my corner of the universe to yours, hug somebody today who you know. Don't just go up to somebody random on the street. And love your day. Enjoy your day. Have a good one.